You're not gonna make it. No, you ain't gonna make it. You're not gonna make it, but you can. Hey, welcome to the You're Not Gonna Make It podcast, where I discuss topics that may or may not prevent you from making it. I'm your host, Kevin. I lost 100 pounds. I got certified with the National Academy of Sports Medicine, although I let that certification lapse because I'm not a practicing trainer. I like to think I'm a guy who comes from a good place trying to help people out, but I don't claim to be an exercise scientist, the most knowledgeable fitness man of all time, because I have morals. Now, the topic at hand, morals, they exist, of course, but they're a little questionable sometimes. And I'm talking about fitness influencers. If you don't know, fitness influencers are basically those people online that just film themselves exercising all the time and then tell you how exactly to live physically. And their way is the right way, of course. No room for nuance. Just follow their 30-day ab workout. You must, okay? Those people, that's what I'm talking about. Social media personalities who create content about nutrition, fitness, exercise. A lot of people look up to them because most people are fat. So if they see someone who's not fat, they're like, intriguing. They must know something I don't. I must listen. Which, I'll be honest with you, if the average person just copied some of what they saw some fit person do, it might be a net benefit, really. But the issue is that a lot of these fitness influencers, they create a false reality. In their fake little world, you wake up at 5 a.m., you train like a bodybuilder for about 4 hours, eat 200 kilograms or grams, kilograms of protein, and you spend the rest of your day posting parts of the workout, I guess. I don't know. But the thing is, most people don't live like that. Now, most people live like shit, but what I'm saying is the average person, their life isn't taking very carefully lit photos, using steroids and lying about it, and just living and breathing fitness videos. That's not how it goes. A lot of these people don't actually know what they're talking about. They just got fit. Some of them aren't even sure how that happened. Because honestly, if you're just not fat and you are active in any way, you could turn out looking fairly fit. So some of them don't understand the science or the methodology behind this, nor the process, nor what it takes mentally. They just kind of got there because they're 22, they're not fat, and they're active, right? Which is cool. I'm glad they got there. I just hope they understand enough to keep that up forever. But most don't. They just work out like a bodybuilder, get under that good gym lighting, take some pictures, tell people, hey man, I'm the king. You wanna buy from me or whatever? And then that same person will give some fool a workout that is just has no thought put into it, or even worse, came from, I don't know, AI with no regards to the actual person's goal, anything like that. It's just here's some, do some fucking curls and crunches, because the mirror muscles are all that matter. It's just a very common thing. And a lot of people who suffer from this are young men. Fortunately, maybe fortunately in this case, unfortunately, young women don't really want to exercise. Not in the way that these fitness influencers usually like to advertise. Most young women like to just do weird, highly specific butt exercises and then not really get anywhere because they're treating exercise like a makeup routine instead of a wellness type of thing. But anyway, that's why a lot of women aren't affected by this, but mostly men are suffering from this because they think, oh wow, that guy's big. I want to copy him and do everything. Not knowing that a pretty decent percentage of these people are actually on steroids. And before you bitch and say, yeah, someone who's not big would say that, calm the fuck down, okay? I understand, even with steroids, you got to put in a lot of work. I understand. You got to put in a lot of work. And I'm not saying everyone who's fit is on roids. I 100% understand that. I know what a fit body looks like. I built my own. I built up other people's, okay? I understand what the average person looks like. I understand what the fit person looks like. I understand what an athlete looks like. And I understand what a roided out gorilla looks like. There are some telltale signs. As in, if they are 4 feet wide and they're still lean as fuck, they're probably on roids. They have back acne, probably on roids. If their shoulders are as big as their heads, they're probably on roids. I know some people have pretty decent genetics, but there's a physical limit on most bodies, naturally. Physical size limit, I'll say. So once you understand what a naturally fit body looks like and what a steroided body looks like, it gets pretty easy to tell that most people online who take steroids lie about it or just don't mention it ever. Now, if you don't mention it ever, that's fine, I guess. But if you lie about it, fuck you. You're fucked. There's some 14-year-old just doing everything you're doing and then feeling like complete shit because he's not 4 feet wide because he can't afford them roids. But he thinks it's natural. So he's just going to be dissatisfied because he doesn't know. He just doesn't know. And with the nutrition advice, a lot of fitness influencers don't know what the fuck they're talking about. How many times have you heard of some fit-looking guy or girl online saying, carbs are bad, don't eat carbohydrates? While it is true that most people, they really should be getting more protein in than they do now, carbohydrates are amazing and necessary. They are your main energy source. Now, the reason why they get a bad rap, usually, bad reputation, is that a lot of carbohydrates are not super filling. So if you eat most of your calories in carbohydrates, you're not going to feel that full. So some people might say, oh, just stay away from carbs, because it might result in you eating a bit too much and getting fat over time. But that is saying don't eat carbs is oversimplifying the hell out of it. And I know for a fact the majority of the people saying that, they actually mean don't eat carbs. They don't mean, hey, a lot of carbohydrates fill you up and don't, well, they don't fill you up. They just fill up your calorie budget. I know that's not what they mean. So I don't want to give them that credit. And you have the opposite, or not even the opposite, just an extension of this shit, like these weird diets, the ketogenic diet, the carnivore diet. I'm only eating meat and butter, bruh. Are you stupid? Do you understand? Yes, I know the food pyramid is a scam. It's just, meant to sell certain grains and milk and stuff like that. But your body needs diversity in food. You can't get everything from one narrow food source. That is absurd. Imagine only eating fruit and thinking, yeah, man, I'm all good. No, you may be okay right now, but in a couple years or less, you are going to run into huge problems. Especially with the carnivore diet. You're going to see a lot of people suffering in a couple years, just getting heart attacks, their heart fucking exploding because they're eating carcinogenic red meat like 40 times a day. That's all they're eating too. Jesus Christ. That's a time bomb. Look out for that. But a lot of people online, they most people in America are fat and they don't exercise. So they look at that and think, oh yeah, that's what you do. That's right. And then they parrot that information to other people who don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And it just becomes a slew of misinformation spreading over the internet and everyone just getting worse. Also, just the financial scamming as well. Just, hey man, just buy these supplements that do almost nothing or nothing related to your goal. Just buy them for me, bro. Check out these biceps. They don't lie. And it works for a lot of people. They just say, oh man, look at that. Look at them pecs. Of course I gotta buy. By the way, a lot of female influencers are fucked up. They tout certain really specific isolation exercises for, oh man, get those glutes, because it's kind of like an easy thing to show and they can show off their ass and advertise their OnlyFans half the time. But the thing they're not telling you is that a lot of these women with the bodies that other women want, they come from squatting. They come from big compound movements. But they don't say that. They just say, hey, I'm doing a kickback with my leg. Look at my ass. Like, it's just meant to make women feel insecure and basically lie to them, not telling them what actually works because it won't sell. If you tell a woman, hey man, if you look at my ass and do this thing with your leg, you'll be totally attractive. Instead of saying, hey, if you want the body you want, you're gonna have to get under that barbell or at least grab a heavy weight and do something. Just so you're aware, you need to load. That's not gonna sell that well. So they just bullshit the women too. Everyone's suffering here. It just sucks. I won't lie. There are a lot of people online who do know what they're talking about. However, for the average person, they can't tell the damn difference. And to be honest with you, the stuff that works is not very sexy. It's not appealing. Saying, "Hey, if you really want to get you really want to get to where you want to get to, you're going to have to do this very simple math equation and then do the same exercises for like 7 months." No one wants to hear that shit. Nobody wants to hear that. Even though that's what works. Nobody wants to hear it. They just want to say, "Oh shit, you're saying if I do these curls 7 times a week, I'll look like you?" Yeah, I'll do that. I'll buy your supplements too. It just taps into these fitness influencers. They're very good at tapping into the fears of people, the insecurities of people. Now, part of that is just straight up marketing, but a lot of these people, they just don't understand what they're doing to others or to themselves. They can't necessarily replicate the results they got on themselves for someone else because they might lack that actual science-based understanding. It's just, hey, I stumble across this. Do this because I said so. I look fitter than you, dummy. Ha ha ha. Jesus. And the thing is, people listen to these people as well, because if you have this big yoked out gorilla versus someone who looks decently fit, they're going to listen to the fucking gorilla every time because, hey, they're bigger. Because people are fucking stupid. The thing is that decently fit person could know 80 times more than that gorilla because they understand the science, they understand the process. By the way, check the link in the episode description. It can get you access to a fitness calculator. Put your info in, you get your calorie information, get some very safe basic workouts to try out, and just it'll give you a good starting point. Much better than, following Mr. I curl every day, I can't do a single chin-up McGee. So check that out. Let me give you some stats. Apparently, 90% of top fitness influencers actually have no formal qualifications, no personal training certification, not even like a workshop certificate, nothing. Just, hey, I got fit by accident, maybe. Watch me, listen to me. Apparently, the fitness influencer market is worth over $15 billion annually. Holy fuck, I gotta get some of that. And if at the end of this episode you're dumb enough to say, "But Kevin, aren't you a fitness influencer?" To that I say, you think I have influence? Wow, thank you. That's very nice. 72% of young adults report feeling inadequate about their bodies after looking at fitness content. And again, that's because of the steroided, perfect lighting, perfect flexing, pump pictures. Just so you know, after you exercise at the gym, your muscles are your body's got a lot of shit going on, a lot of blood running through it. You look thicker than normal. So if you do that and you're on roids, even without roids, do that at the gym with the good lighting and you look nice. You look at the best you can possibly be. So not the optimal time to take a picture and view it as some actual data, just so you know. Ideally, you want to take pictures in the morning after you excrete. That way, you're lean, you got nothing extra in you, and you can replicate it. Any morning, you can take the same kind of picture. So that's the ideal way. Last stat, only 20% of influencers disclose when they have sponsored posts, which means that supplement or clothing that they're showing weirdly in the camera, they're getting paid for that pretty much every time, which is okay. That's cool, actually. But just, if you could mention that, that'd be cool. Just so we know the interest there. So what can you do to not have your fitness derailed by one of these people? Well, unfortunately, the main thing is you're going to have to just do some research on your own. You're going to have to get a bit knowledgeable with fitness, which isn't very hard, honestly. Most people don't know shit, so just look something up for a bit and you'll know more than the average person. Hell, ask AI. These days, that's actually a good use of it. Because if you look it up online, you're going to get all these articles or ads about all these people saying, "Oh, this is what fitness is. This is what fitness is." Literally ask AI. Ask ChatGPT, "Hey, can you give me a rundown on actual fitness for this goal?" Not to say, hey, everything it gives you, you just take it and run with it. But it'll be relatively objective compared to another human. So try that out. Even me, don't take what I say for gospel. Go to a fucking robot. Because at least They're not trying to sell you something yet. And just get accustomed to what a fit body actually looks like. I'm not telling you to watch fucking porn, okay? Because I know some of you fuckers are gonna try to do that. It's like, oh, I'm looking at fit bodies. Fuck off. What I'm saying is, if a guy comes in with like fucking synthol injections or steroids, you can tell. If a woman comes in with like a Brazilian butt lift, you'll be able to tell. Just don't let these weird people trick you into thinking that's what fitness is. Again, a lot of these people, they do know what they're talking about. They are badass. They are helpful. But a lot of them, I want to say over half of them, they're just young, not fat, happen to get fit through a hobby of theirs, and they're just selling you God knows what. Workout programs that are meant for them, themselves, not for you. Supplements that don't really align with their goals or potentially harm you, tell you about these stupid fucking diets that they're trying out for now, but it's too early to see the detriments of. Just all this kind of shit. Just one more thing. Just assume every single picture you see of someone online and they look all fit and cool. Don't assume that they have steroids in them coursing through their veins. But what I am saying is just assume they got some good lighting. They just exercise. They are flexing. They're doing the absolute maximum. And that's not to say once the camera shutters that they just unleash a big stomach. I'm saying you've caught their optimal appearance. So don't compare that to your everyday. Hell, I think there's some kind of contouring makeup that can look make muscles look a bit better too. I don't know how common that is, but it exists. I'm pretty sure. So just be careful out there. Learn the fundamentals and work from there. Don't worry about these weird fucking backflip push-ups. Just don't, please. If you're a fitness influencer who is dumb, give me a 1 star. If you're cool and have a decent idea of what you're telling people and don't speak on things you don't know about, give me a 5 star if you're cool. If you're a fitness influencer who wants to talk shit at me on the podcast, leave a comment. I'll have you on and I will have an awkward conversation. It's fine. Either way, see you next time.